Hello, collective. The name of this reading is for those that are considered bad company. Right. Oh, you're no fun anymore. Oh, why can't we do this anymore? Oh, don't invite over so and so. She don't even take her clothes off. Blah blah blah. Don't invite over the right. Okay. Some people will say you're bad company, not because you're doing anything wrong, because you won't do wrong things with them, right? Okay. And there's people that will set you up as well. They'll send you messages impersonating people. I found out somebody that was in my DMs today is somebody who has impersonated a police officer before and has 2 aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon on his rap sheet. Know who your people are talking to on the internet. Yeah, and you know what? This person was introduced to me as like some cool guy by somebody as well. Isn't that funny? Yeah. So be careful who you're hanging out with. Who's going to warn you of these people? Or are these the kind of people that they think you want to be around? We that kind of bad company, huh? So yeah, I got out the little spooky wookie deck for all these fucking freaks out here that think they can pull one over on collectives that are too fucking smart for this bullshit. Okay? Okay? Yeah. People think it's all easy in my town. Welcome to my town. Here's a knife, right? Watch your back. Exactly. I'm sure some of you have experienced that as well, because why? You won't do their drugs. You won't go to their parties. You won't fuck their people. You won't drink their alcohol or whatever it is, right? You won't go to their church. You won't promote their clothing line, right? Oh, therefore, oh, they're terrible to work with. I don't want to work with them, right? They're terrible to work. No, we just got minds of our fucking own, and we don't follow the crowd. We are the leaders. That's why you are watching us, motherfucker. That's why you are watching us. That's why you're tuning in here to my channel, isn't it? Right? Hot buttered rum your buns on that one. Now, let's get a little bit of guidance for the collective, because we're not backing down. We're not standing down. We're not rolling over. No, we are not. And I will happily prance my little ass into court all dressed up in my Sunday best to testify against whoever I need to. You understand me? Especially all this online harassment that goes on out there. Y'all don't think we take screenshots and report this every now and then to the authorities? Well, we do. We do. Yeah. Yeah. So if your husband's been messaging me, ma'am, it's not my fault. Okay? Last I knew, that dude was ready to pop a kid out of some woman that he got knocked up. I thought he was married to her and shit. Lord have mercy. 2 aggravateds with a deadly weapon. And he just got picked up for unlawful restraint. Yeah. I mean, but these are the cool, normal people walking out around, right? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, exactly. Let's get a fucking clue. All right. No, I don't want to be hanging out with that dude. And I don't want to be hanging out with any of his friends or associates or relatives or anything of that nature. Period. Right? Sounds like he needs to get one of those jobs as an informant if he wants to even stay out of jail long enough to be able to see his fucking children, if you ask me. Sounds like he's already had a pretty long leash, you know what I mean? A leash so long he had to go and unlawfully restrain an individual. And this person was allowed firearms at one time? Know who you're talking to on the internet. These people will stop at nothing. They will stop at nothing. So yeah, Kyle, there was also a Chad that was messaging me, somebody else's ex-husband, you know, blah blah blah. You know, I don't want to talk to these people. I don't even know these people. You know, these are associates of other people's, not even mine. You understand? Ugh. So welcome, collective, right? I think y'all know. Yeah, the emperor. That's why they're coming up. Okay, and this is what I wanted to talk about too. Okay, yeah, the emperor. Like I said, we're not backing down. Okay. Um, I quoted that movie the other day, Gladiator. They've been a busy little bee, haven't they? Bro, this is a recording, not a live stream. Maybe you're on the wrong one, dude, because, yeah, anyway. Message deleted. So part of the reason, collective, if you also have been getting these spiritual attacks on things where you're like, why am I still, ugh, you know what I mean? Dealing with some of this garbage, right? It's because right now, like Ramadan just is ending. We are still in the Lenten season for a lot of Christians worldwide. The fasting energy, the prayerfulness, okay, that the collective is doing, okay, they can feel that. So they are like upping the ante, is what they're doing. So the next time they go out and talk about you, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, man, me and her partied real hard and this led to that. Like, and you might not even know who the fuck this person really is. Okay? That's called spell work. Their lies, their deceit, their manipulation. All right. Aries energy as well. We are just kicking off Aries season. So for some of you, these people are about to get kicked off of your reservation. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So proud to live, so proud to die, right? They thought they could come marching in like saints, but they forgot to admit they were ever sinners. Whereas the collective has gone through that acceptance of themselves, right? You know, the emperor doesn't get to be the emperor because they were given everything in life. You know, some things we have to work for. We have to stretch for. We have to visualize. Okay? And then we achieve. Achieving greatness is not easy. That's why they're coming after people in the collective. That's why they're impersonating themselves as people who they are not. That's why they will spread lies in the community about you. Because they have nothing to grasp for themselves because they are empty vessels filled with nothing but the lower vibrational energies of lies, deceit, hate, right? The highest vibration being love. They are on the lowest vibration, hate, because they have not only not healed, they have tapped into something that is literally taking them into a place where collective, you long forgot even kind of existed, right? In your blissful state. Okay. They want to get to that without doing the work. I wonder how that's going to turn out, right? Yeah. All right, let's pull another card now. Howdy, if you're new to the channel, please like or subscribe. Okay, you do not have to be a subscriber in order to like the video. Please do be kind to others in the chat or you will be removed, such as the gentleman was earlier that was suggesting that this was not a live stream and that this was a recording. You know, if you want to do your own recorded videos somewhere else, you can do that. This is my channel. I'm allowed to upload pre-recorded videos. I'm allowed to do live videos according to the rules of YouTube. All right. People coming in trying to say, well, if this was my empire, well, actually, it's not your empire. You need to look at the map because I think you're lost, right? This empire is now closed to those individuals. The only empire they need to be calling is that empire carpet number from TV, okay? All right. Queen of Wands, Lilith. Yeah, sexy, 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 fiery, fiery. Somebody thought they could, you know, just get it done on lust alone. Sure, especially if it's an emperor, right? Every man needs a woman who's all flirty by his side, right? Shaking her little fake tatas around. Yeah. What happens when you have to have those tatas removed? What happens if you get cancer and have to get your whole, double mastectomy done? What if you get reconstructive surgery and it doesn't really look or feel like your old tits? These are real human things that people in the collective go through and think about. People that are on that lower vibration, all they care about looks, money, opinions of others, right? Opinions of people who literally could give a fuck if you lived or died. Literally. I had that confirmation today when I put two and two together on this individual who I didn't even know what his last name was. You know what I mean? And then I was started doing research and I'm like, oh my God. Wow. It's like some folks have some gnarly little associates out there, don't they? And if that's their associate who they like to run around with, well, guess what kind of vibration they're on? It ain't of the Most High. It ain't of the Most High. Huh? So what's an emperor to do, right? Oh, I can't blame the emperor. Actually, you can, because the buck stops here, buddy. The emperor's the one who's in charge, right? So they're either accepting of it or they fall into the reverse. And then, that might chip away at their kingdom a little bit, right? Chip away at their honor. All right. And then all of a sudden it's like they're not really an emperor anymore. They're just somebody that walks around with a chip on their shoulder, thinking that everybody owes them things that look like this. Instead of working, they forgot what the work is because they're hanging around this shit. Let's get one more, please. Also, if you're meeting somebody for the first time, make sure you're meeting them in a public place. Don't give anybody too many personal details about you. People can make up 100% fake profiles on dating apps, on any social media site, using anybody's photo. And these days with AI, they can generate photos. So it can be a completely fictitious person that you're looking at as well. Three of Pentacles, the dwarf. Yeah. Collective, I feel like you're just focused on work. You're focused on your desires. You're focused on making things happen, right? The building blocks that this emperor has, sadly set to the side in pursuit of things that may not be lasting long term, right? The fire burns, but is it because now they have fire crotch and they're going to have a lasting burning sensation for the rest of their life, like syphilis or something, I think they treat that with penicillin these days. Highly contagious. Also used to be highly deadly, So Yeah, and it's like somebody might be wanting to share their sob story with you, collective, and you're like, look, you're the one that has to apply the cream, not me. Did you talk to your doctor? It sounds like you might need to talk to your doctor. Cover the basics. And that's what you've been doing, right? All right, final card. Yeah, Ace of Cups. That's what you've been doing, and that's why you are getting the love that you are no longer sharing with these types of ransacked, ramshackle, scallywag, hateful, lower vibrational entities. Yeah. It's like there's been a full stop. It's a full walk away. James gang. Okay. Just turn and walk away. Right. And you're like, in fact, I'm turning and walking away and I'm taking my full cup that I filled up myself. And I'm not allowing you to spill it with your hate and your views. Okay, this could also be something to do with social media manipulation, like buying subscribers, buying views, things like that. Um, Especially, I feel like Instagram is a platform that you'll get so many messages from people, and that's where this person was messaging me too. So like and people be like, "Well, just don't check your messages." Well, when you run a business, you have to check your messages. Okay. And, sometimes it takes a little detective work. I mean, this person has been messaging me for close to a couple years. And now I'm finally putting together like who they are because there's no photo on their profile. I didn't follow them and get in all in on stuff like that. It's like they're not divulging this information for a reason. Okay. And it's because they want to manipulate you using the tricks and projecting emperor like qualities when in fact they are not an emperor at all. They're just somebody who is infatuated with lust. They're infatuated with hate and envy and glory. That one movie where she's like fortune and glory. Somebody says I'm a Leo. I have Leo in my chart as well. My dad is also a Leo. The Sphinx here kind of has that line, that guard. You're guarding the temple. These people are ransacking the temple. Okay. And they're like, well, Jesus flipped over tables. Well, Jesus wasn't flipping over the tables just so he could turn around and give it to the Pharisees. All right. That's what these folks are doing. They like fight each other like at freaking Walmart, right? On Black Friday when we all live in the goddamn richest country in fucking the entire goddamn world, and they're scraping and scratching each other's eyeballs out over $100 TV that in 2 weeks they can go back in and get anyway. Some people just thrive on the chaos. All right. Okay. So that's why I feel like collective, you putting in all this work here with this Three of Pentacles is why you are getting this whale of a love, right? It's a giant whale here, this Ace of Cups. So this is something that not only you're deserving of, but the universe feels that you're deserving of as well. For some of you, this may involve also another person, so a partner or family around you. Okay. So anyway, this has been a quick message about why some of us that are called bad company, oh well, right? Because you're refusing to play by the rules of losers, basically. And they, since they're not achieving, they want to point and call you a loser, right? Oh, how come you don't go out on your motorcycle anymore? How come we don't stay out till the bars till midnight anymore? And you can be like, well, it's because I'm not broke anymore. You know what I mean? It's because I need my beauty sleep and I like to look good, right? You ever see some of these arrest photos of these people? Well, there's the ones that are fake crying, right? That's this one that I looked up. His latest one, he had all these fake tears. I mean, because then you start looking at the rest of the rap sheet, it's like, yeah, this is not a good dude. This is not somebody who deserves our sympathy. This is not somebody who deserves our empathy. I hope the judge sees it that way. I mean, one of my friends was assaulted. I've been assaulted in my home. One of my friends was assaulted and robbed in her home. I can't, and this guy has done that more than once already, and now yet another. And he's had residential robbery on. I mean, it's like this is who you call your friend? Doesn't seem like much of a friend. Definitely not a friend of the world. He's a friend to the low vibrations of the world, right? But not a friend to the light of the world. And I don't care how many kids you got or how many baby mamas you got or what else you got in the back, okay? With the little fake crocodile tears about you getting caught in some dumb shit that 40-year-olds shouldn't be getting caught up doing in this day and age, right? Anyway. Yeah, collective. Ace of Cups heading your way. Um, and I just heard the baddest mofo. Like, okay. So you might want to go back and listen to that song. It is called Bad Company by Bad Company. Okay. Yeah. What does he say? Something deserters we are called. Saying somebody's calling him a deserter. Somebody's saying, "No, you dropped out, man. You're not in the race anymore, man." Well, whose race is it? It's their race to do stupid shit like residentials. Aggravated assaults with a deadly fucking weapon. Are you fucking kidding me, man? Are you kidding me, man? You want free room and board, you're going to earn it that way, going around doing that kind of shit. And guess what? Your back door is going to be the front door for a whole lot of biggins in there. And if it ain't your back door, it's going to be your little front door. And you're going to be lucky if you have any teeth left by the end of the day. And then they'll put you on the waiting list and see if they can get you some dentures. Okay? So, you want a fortune teller to tell your future for you. Surprise! Surprise! How many charges you got doing that, bro? And now you have another unlawful restraint. You is not too smart. No, you is not. So you want to call me bad company? You go for it. They aren't doing teeth implants yet at the jail. Yeah. I mean, there's hardworking folks that aren't even covered for dental insurance. So, some people actually like to work and earn their living, not go around thieving, robbing, and manipulating and all these things. So, yeah. Some people, that's how they use their teeth, by talking instead of doing. So, anyway, this is the message to keep doing what you're doing. Three of Pentacles. You got the sauce. They don't. Yeah. Anyway, I guess the message for some of those karmics is, look at it this way. Jail in the USA is probably a lot more pleasant than jail like in Mexico or, El Salvador or any of those, places that they talk about. But, yeah. Good luck to them, right? Yeah, right. I was also getting this earlier. Some of you collective you may be starting to feel the kind of satisfaction of knowing that you're starting to see some of this justice, that some of these people are starting to get their comeuppance, you know? And it's kind of that inspiring thing where you're like, oh man, it would be fun to be a judge and be able to hit that gavel on that day in court when that person gets that sentence, wouldn't it? I'd be happy to walk you to your new jail cell, sir. Right? Sometimes it's good to feel a little inspired by the arm of the law. Anyway, until next time, please do manifest wisely.